everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to do a French braid as well as a Dutch braid. And I know that these are kind of basic, but as soon as you get these down, you can learn how to do a bunch of other braids, including a waterfall braid and a bow braid, which I will hopefully show in a later tutorial. So, I'm going to do a double braid, one on each side of the head, and you can start with just spraying it with some water to get the flyaways down, and kind of comb the water into the hair so it doesn't look like she just got dunked in a pond. And once you have that combed out and ready to go, you're going to pick up a strand of hair from the beginning of her head near her forehead to make sure that you'll start here and the braid will come down behind her ear and kind of lay on the back of her shoulder. So you take a strand of hair from the front, like I said earlier, and you separate it into 3 strands just like you would on a normal braid. And I'm going to get a little bit more and make the strand bigger. Okay, so now I have 3 strands, and this is going to be a French braid, and I will tell you how to do a Dutch braid because they're very, very similar, and you just do one little thing differently. So I like to always start out my French braids by braiding just once or twice to kind of get the braid started. And that, if you kept doing that, it would just be a normal braid sticking off the side of the head just like that. It wouldn't be attached to the head at all. But the French braid gathers in all the rest of this hair and makes it kind of like a piggy tail. So, like I said earlier, separate it into 3 strands and braid over a few times. And then you hold these strands and add a little bit of hair, just another strand or a chunk depending on how thick you want the braid to be, but you will get all the hair eventually, into the outside strand, and hold that and go down on the bottom and take some hair and add it to the bottom strand. Then braid over once for the outside and for the bottom. Then you add some more hair to the outside and to the bottom and braid over once again until you run out of hair, and then you just braid a normal braid, and that's going to be a French braid. Now if you wanted to do a Dutch braid, you would do the same basic thing. Start at the beginning of the head and get a strand and separate it into 3 pieces. And then you'll add in, you may want to braid over once or twice just to get it started, like with the French. And then you're going to add in hair to the top and the bottom, just like in the French braid, except for in the French braid, you would take the outside strands and go over the middle one. Well, in the Dutch braid, you go under the middle one. And this makes the braid pop out on your head. And then you would just keep adding in more hair as you go down. And I will show you once you run out of hair. I'm going to finish adding this in really quickly. Then I will show you kind of the finished product. It's going to be a little bit messy just because I'm going quickly. But this is braiding under like you would in a French braid. So I missed a strand. Okay. And then of course you can just tie it off with a rubber band. And I don't know if all of you know how to do a neat little trick where you wrap the hair around the rubber band, but just in case you don't, I'm going to show you. You would gather the hair and pull it into the rubber band like normal, and you can do this on a ponytail or whatever. It doesn't have to be on a braid. But you're going to leave a little strand of it out. Then you close or wrap it around like normal. Not too tightly because you're going to add this extra strand in later. So, once you have that done, you will wrap it around. Wrap this piece of hair around the elastic and go under, like kind of on the bottom side of it, so that the top will look somewhat neat, and pull the rubber band out a little bit and add this hair in. And that's going to be kind of messy because I did it a bit too tightly, but that's how you would hide the rubber band, like that. And you can just brush out the tail. And here is a complete Dutch braid without the wraparound rubber band. But this is what a Dutch braid looks like. And here this looks different because I started out teaching you the French and moved into the Dutch. But they're very similar. Just add in hair to the top and the bottom strand and braid over once if you're doing French, and then add in again. And if you're doing Dutch, you add in and braid under the middle strand. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I will have more tutorials posted soon.